The Nigerian Medical Association and the Nigerian Union of Teachers on Tuesday took a swipe at the federal government over its safe reopening of schools. The apex organizations of medical doctors and teachers in the country told the Punch that their directive that graduating classes should resume was not only badly thought out, but also could expose both teachers and pupils to the deadly coronavirus. The NMA president, Professor Innocent Uja, who spoke to one of our correspondents in Jos, said that given the current low level of compliance by Nigerians with COVID-19 safety protocols, it was risky to ask pupils to resume. The NUT General Secretary Mike Ene said government was playing politics with the directive. He wondered how teachers who had not been paid salaries in some states would get money to buy personal protective equipment. Uja and Ene spoke just as the Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu on Tuesday because the latest prominent Nigerian to test positive for the virus. Following the governor's disclosure of his COVID-19 status, the state government ordered commissioners and other aides of Akeredolu to compulsorily go for the coronavirus test. But as concerns mounted over the spread of COVID-19, the NMA faulted Monday's pronouncement by the federal government on the reopening of schools. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 at its briefing in Abuja said the government in what it called safe reopening of schools had approved resumption of pupils in graduating classes including Primary 6, the Junior Secondary School 3 and the Senior Secondary School 3. The governor also lifted the ban it placed on interstate travels and domestic flights. In approving the resumption of graduating classes, it said water must be provided in schools for hand washing, and both pupils and teachers must wear face masks while observing social distancing. Faulting the federal government, the NMA president asked what is the compliance of the citizens in terms of regular hand washing and other safety protocols. At the moment, many of the schools don't have water. Obviously, it becomes very difficult to say that schools should reopen because you have to wash your hands regularly. Again, I don't know how the teachers would be teaching with face masks and all the pupils will wear face masks. If you are not used to face masks, you may not breathe well, particularly if the one you have is not standard. He also said it will be difficult to observe social distancing in crowded classrooms, Uja stated. I believe that the government should think about it. If they can stay a little, people have to be alive to go to school, and the way things are happening, the compliance level is very, very low. I don't think it is appropriate to open the schools now. Also, NUC General Secretary said government was not serious with his directive. He said teacher could not resume because nobody wanted to die. He stated, I don't know who is going to use his own child as a guinea pig. It is only those who are alive that can speak of keeping hope alive. How can we resume? Does anybody want to die? Enes said if government wanted teachers to resume, they should be provided with necessary materials and incentives. The NUT General Secretary stated, the NUT is saying that the government has not assured us properly to go back to school, as the NCDC, Nigeria Center for Disease Control, moved around to make sure that the isolation centers are provided in schools. What measures have they told us have been provided for teachers to come back? We are being taken for granted. Teachers are parents and human beings too, and their children don't want to lose them out of carelessness. We are ready. We are not afraid to teach, but government has not shown commitment for us to go back to school. All what the government is doing is mere politics. When you talk of guidelines, we have passed the stage of talking without actions. I just read a test, a test from a certain school asking my daughter who is going to take final exams to come back to school. They are demanding sanitizers, face masks and other consumables, thereby throwing back the burden to parents who have already been overstretched with feeding their children since they have been at home. But government has reneged on what it should do. In a class of 60, 40, or 70 pupils, you are talking of physical and social distancing. Can a teacher take a class from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.? What is the PPE government has given to teachers? If a teacher is going to face many pupils in a class and has no PPE, how will the teacher function? Or they expect him to use his meager salary? I don't know if government is aware that as of today, so many states and local governments are owing salaries. Meanwhile, the Ondo State governor, who disclosed his status via his Twitter handle, said it will not affect his victory in the state governorship election. The governor, who said he tested positive for the virus, wrote earlier, says, "I got confirmation of a positive test for COVID-19. I am asymptomatic and not displaying any symptoms." Okay, and it was also learned that some of the traditional rulers in the state had gone into self-isolation in their respective palaces. A few days ago, the monarchs across the states under the aegis of the Ondo State Council of Obas had a meeting with the governor where they publicly endorsed him for a second term. After the meeting, the royal fathers took a group photographs with the governor. You can imagine. That means every one of them must go go in for or go for a self-isolation. It is very, very important. COVID-19 is not a joke at all. It's not a joke at all. Everybody must, all hands must be on deck. Well, coming back, the most important thing here is even the teachers, the government, they will just be imitating other countries. And what other countries do, they are not ready to do anything. They don't even do a 1/10 of what other countries are doing. Now the government is even talking about the second lockdown. There may be a total lockdown because of the increase in the numbers of these COVID-19 victims or patients. And yet, you know what it means. You cannot tell people to sit down at home, and nobody is even going to listen, because you can imagine that the first lockdown that were observed in the three states, or just three states, two states with the FCT, what happened? Nothing happened. They don't put things in place. Even up till now, we have not even learned that, or we've not heard that they want to even build a befitting hospital or a place that in case of any time, it's not even in case of because of maybe we are planning for emergency. For people who know what they are doing, they are supposed to be planning for the unforeseen things. But even for us to take care of ourselves on a daily basis, they are not even making any plans. The same president that has been going to the UK to get treatment for the past 5 years, he never bothered him to even say, let me have a befitting hospital here. And they will tell you he's patriotic. What kind of patriotism is that? They will tell you is that he has integrity. What kind of integrity is that when you don't have the interest of the people at heart? He knew quite all right what he went through. And yet, he could not even come and replicate the same thing. You talk about school, the same thing, the same story over and over again. We were even thinking with this COVID-19, it will be able to make them, come to their, for them to think deeply or to think deeper, because maybe what has been happening before now, we just see that they are not deep thinkers. You see a lot of lawmakers, a lot of dignitaries among them that have been dying of COVID-19. Of course, it's not as if maybe it's not happening in other places, but we don't even have things in place. Somebody who is in Oyo State have to go to Lagos. Somebody who is in Abuja have to come to Lagos. Somebody who is in Kogi will go to Abuja. It's just like that. Up till now, they are not even deeming it fit to even have a standard decision. Even if it's only one hospital, national, that will be of an international standard. Let the government even do it. Let them know that it's going to be situated in a particular place. No, they are not talking about that. But they can be assigning money for themselves to go and do renovation, something that is not going to bring money. Now you are telling this you want to reopen the school because I know that is what is obtainable. That is what they are doing in some of the developed countries. They are doing it batch by batch. All those graduating students, the same thing, they want to form the same thing. Those who do not even know what is happening elsewhere, you would think that these guys are really thinking from their head, or they are even thinking they are bringing new things to the table. No, they are just copying what is happening over there. They are copying what is happening over there. That is why some of them, they will go and be lifting bills, other people's work in another country. They think Nigerians are daft. Go and pick other people's bill and come and bring it as a lawmaker or as a senator. You think people will clap for you? Think people, they just believe that all Nigerians are non-entities. That's to tell you that they are not just ready for anything. Now you are telling, the salaries you have not paid. You are not even all the schools, you have not even put things in place for them to go back, and you are taking up, they are saying one of the guidelines is that of this COVID-19, the precaution that they are putting in for people, you have to be washing your hands in a running water. And people are asking, how many people have a running water in their houses? A public government-owned place is very, very bad. The people who can even get good education, good things, are the private ones. Government is not even deeming it fit. You are telling them to just go. Where would they see water? Who is going to provide all of those things for them? Because those things are not in place. But they can set up how many billions, whether 13 billion, to be feeding children who are at home. Now you want some of the children to go back to school. You are talking of social distances, just like one of the teachers or one of the NUT members saying, we have 60, 70, 80 children in a class. How big is the class? How are they going to be doing social distancing? I don't just understand these people. I don't just understand. They just want to say something so that it won't be as if they have not said anything. Now, the people say they don't want to die. You have not even paid them their salaries, but you can be saying you are doing home feeding, because the children are in school. You can't even convert that this in and even equip the place for them. Have a well-equipped place so that when they come in, sanitizer, all of those things should be there. How many classes do we have? You are talking of social distancing. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that these people, I don't even know how they reason, whether once they get there, like Ruben Abati said, that there's something in that, whether Asu Villa or that, this thing. Of course, the foundation is faulty, that once they just get there, I don't even know what they think. Majority, they will be fighting themselves. You could see the way Keyamo and the lawmakers, the senator, how did they call themselves? They were fighting because he was talking about they want to hijack the whole process from him. Even the job they are even talking about, the recruitment of the job is not even something that one will even be happy about, and yet they still want to grab it. You are telling people to go and resume and not proper things in place. Nothing in place. You just want them to go. Even the workers, the teachers, you have not been able to pay them. They will just go and copy things from elsewhere, and you think that, oh, these people are really reasoning. No, Nigerians are not non-entities at all. Nigerians are not non-entities. It's unfortunate. Well, the people have said that they want to go back to school. They don't want to go and die. Nobody wants to go and die. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comments below in the comment section respectfully. Thank you.